Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Miko with the Permit Empire. I wanted to go ahead and just drop this live video. Wanted to kind of get in and discuss something. As you can see by the title of this video, I am going to talk about a very important question that I get quite often. I get asked quite often about should you have your business registered as an LLC before you get started in permit running. So I wanted to just, of course, drop in here really quick and discuss that. First things first, though, while everyone's trying to kind of get in here, I wanted to just say really quick, I wanted to thank everyone that signed up for the workshop for Saturday, August 27th. I wanted to thank everyone who was able to get in and sign up. I really do appreciate it. I did say on a previous video that I wanted to keep it kind of intimate and kind of small. So if you have been trying to log in or click on the link to, purchase your spot or to get you a ticket, I am so sorry, but it's already closed out because I wanted to keep it quite small just so I could really touch bases with the people who registered. I wanted to be able to get some actual feedback to make sure that who was signed up was getting the information they needed. Hey Robin, how you doing? How you doing? Hey Shanta, it's so good to see you back in here again too. So I just really wanted to jump in here. Like I said, I wanted to just kind of address that. I get asked all the time about the LLC, all of that good stuff. Should it be registered? Should you be incorporated? How should you proceed? And I'm just going to drop this quick video just to kind of discuss it a little bit. Now, here is the thing, right? The government is pretty much looking at you to pay taxes on anything that's over $500, right? So anything that's about once you hit that $500, you are definitely reporting that to the government. You're reporting it once you hit that $500 mark, right? And I am no accountant. I am not a CPA. I am not a tax attorney. None of that stuff. I'm not. But I wanted to at least give you my opinion because I get asked about it so much. So the government is looking for you to report what you're making from your side hustles, from your businesses, whatever the case is. They're looking for you to report it once it gets to that $500 mark anyway. So, with that being said, I wanted to just drop in here and say you don't necessarily need to have an LLC in place to start your business, but in general, you should have your business set up regardless. You should have your business actually registered with your state regardless, because if you are in business to be in business, take it seriously. Take it seriously so that this is something that, hey, you got all your paperwork right. You can get an actual business checking account, savings account. You can actually get yourself set up as a legit business. So you really should be taking your business serious and getting yourself signed up for, or registered with your state. Now, every state's rules are different. Everyone's rules are different. So you definitely want to check in with a CPA, with, an accountant. You really want to check in with someone who is in your state and who knows the rules. You really want to make sure that you are doing what is right. But for the most part, just for your own sake, here's the thing. You should be the first partaker of taking your business serious. You should first do that. You should be the first partaker of taking your business serious. So that might mean that, sure, you want to go ahead and get your paperwork straightened out with your state. You want to make sure that you're registered, right? Robin, you've got two LLCs? Yes. Shanta in Maryland, it's a trade name. Exactly. So you really want to make sure that you're doing your due diligence. I actually operate my business under an LLC. Yes. But if anyone's ever, looked into my business, you'll see that my business name is Southern Empire Financial Group, LLC, right? But I do business as the Permit Empire. The Permit Empire is my DBA. It's not an actual LLC. Yes, the parent company, Southern Empire Financial Group, it's an LLC, but I am registered with my state as a DBA with the Permit Empire. Listen, when you're dealing with contractors, when you're dealing with business to business, unless you're planning to sign on as an employee, because contractors, investors, realtors, they still make, you may find some that say, hey, I'll have a position on staff for you. You can take this position. But if that isn't your goal, if your goal is to actually have your business, and operate your business under your business name, you should at least check with your state to see how to register. Like Shasa said, in her state of Maryland, it's a trade name, right? You want to make sure, you want to check in with an accountant, someone who's certified, someone who knows um, how this all works out for your state, the rules and the guidelines for your state. So that way you're making sure you're abiding by the rules that are already in place. We do not need a problem with Uncle Sam. We do not need a problem with getting your business shut down before you can even get it really, really going. So sure, you can jump out there as like the question I'm getting kind of a lot of is, can I just do it? Can I just run permits? Like I said again, if you're planning to be an employee, by all means, you're gonna be on staff, then by all means, you don't need to have a business name or an entity set up, but you really should be looking at having a business set up. You really should be looking at what your state requires. You really should be sitting down with an accountant or a professional who can advise you as to how you truly should be setting up your business for operation. We are in business to be in business. We do not need any problems. Like I said again, well, Uncle Sam, we don't want any problems there. We want to make sure that what we're doing is above board. We want to make sure that we perform our task and run our business to perfection, with excellency. We want to make sure that's how we're operating. We want to make sure that we're doing what is needed to avoid the problems, right? So, and Robin, you have two LLCs. You're making sure that you are covered. That LLC, yes, it does give you that extra layer of protection. You're making sure that you are covered. You're making sure that your business in general is protected. And that is what we really should be looking at when we're talking about being in business, operating business, taking on clients. A lot in permit running, and in a lot of businesses, but in permit running, a lot of times it is business to business. Yes, sometimes you're dealing with a homeowner, sure, but a lot of times it's business to business. And a lot of the contractors, the investors, they want to deal with a business entity. They want to deal with a business because they want to know that you are serious about what it is that you're doing. Because if you're serious about what it is that you're doing, guess what? You're most likely going to be serious about their documents, their paperwork, right? So, yes, they want to make sure that that alone gives them a sense of security to make sure that, hey, I'm dealing directly with the business. I'm dealing with the business owner. If something happens, I have an actual business that I'm dealing with, right? Yes, and Robin, that is a great point. You don't need to commingle your business finances with your personal finances. You 100% don't need to do that. There is so, you know what, like, there's so many issues that you can get yourself involved with just by doing that, commingling your business finances. In a lot of cases, you're also not even taking advantage of some of the write-offs that you can claim. You're not taking advantage of those things because you have now commingled. Everything looks like it's personal money, right? So definitely make sure that you are doing what is necessary for your business to be considered a business. You really should be taking it as a business, and even just adjusting your mindset. Just adjusting your mindset, because that's another thing right there. Sometimes we go into it with just the thought of, it's just something I'm doing on the side. It's just something that I'm just dealing with. Yeah, I'm not, no big deal. It's nothing. But we really should be taking our business serious. Shanta, you're asking, you registered as a sole proprietorship. Is that commingling? Let me ask, because that's not commingling. But let me ask, because here's the thing: you really want to make sure that you have a tax ID, and of course, you can have a tax ID number with a sole proprietorship. The thing is, can you get a business bank account? That's really what you should be also, making sure your business is set up, that it's running as its own entity. Yes, sole proprietorship, it's still a business. You still have a business operating with that. So it's not co-mingling in that case. You still have a business operation. And that is what we should be doing. That takes us that step up mentally. That takes us that step up. That takes us outside again. Just the whole side hustle mindset. No, we really should be approaching our businesses as our businesses, not even with. I understand a lot of this is, hey, you work a 9 to 5, and this is something you're doing in addition, right? You're doing this in addition to your job or your other business or whatever the case is. No, we should be approaching this as our business. This is our way to create financial independence, financial freedom for ourselves. We really should be approaching this with that mindset that I am going to take this to the next level, right? We really should be taking this further to show. We really have to show appreciation to our own business. We really need to learn how to show appreciation to ourselves and our own businesses, right? Take it seriously. Even because I get this question quite a bit all the time, actually, about, you know, operating the business. Operate it as a business, operate it as such. Give effort to that. Put your effort into your business, because here's the thing: if you sow into your business, you're going to reap from that business, right? So definitely, even if you haven't registered for an LLC, if you're going in as a sole proprietorship, right? Even if you're like, some people are getting incorporated, but that's all still having your business registered as a business. You really should not be approaching this from a standpoint of it's just me as a person, unless, of course, unless you're planning to, hey, I'll go ahead and I'll be on staff, because people will ask you, contractors will absolutely ask you if you want a staff position. They'll absolutely ask you. I have been asked that quite a few times. I had one contractor that I was he contracted me, right? He's got a large office, right? And he actually has a permitting team on staff. He has a team on staff. He's got a full team actually on staff. He's got his permit clerks, he's got a supervisor. He actually, he's set up. But even with that, like when I came to me, I was referred to him by another contractor. So when I came to him and I spoke to him from the standpoint of a business. I told him, no, I'm operating as a business. I will not operate inside of your office. Like, that's not what this is. I have my own office, and I can process documents there. And sure, he offered me several times. You sure you don't want just a job here? You sure? Like, and I was like, no, nope, I'm fine. I don't want a job. Because like I said, a lot of contractors will absolutely offer you a position in their office. And now, if that's something you're interested in, by all means, no point in getting set up as a business. Again, contractors will definitely offer you a position in their office. Definitely. I have been offered multiple times, do you want a position in the office? And if that is what your goal is or your aim is, nothing wrong with that at all. But I teach from a perspective of having this as a business that you're operating. So for me, I'm going to always point you to the point of saying, hey, make sure you have your business documents in order. I'm operating this because I want to be able to, of course, control how much I can make. I can operate and work for your office, but I can also have other clients as well. So I can control how much I am actually making, and I can control my time. That's right, Shanta. We wanted our own. We want our own, right? So with that being said, we want our own. Get set up so that we show we want our own. It's easy to fall back in the mindset, because that's the way we've been programmed. We've always been taught to get a good education, get a good job. We've always been taught that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when you need to step outside of that box, sometimes it's about reprogramming. And one of the first things that you really should do to help you, push you to do that, is to go ahead and get your business entity set up. Go ahead and get that business entity set up. Yes, Robin. Robin saying, I don't want to concentrate on building someone else's businesses and not my own. Absolutely. That's absolutely the case. I think I was saying this like on the last video or so. Here's the thing. I was at my job, my 9 to 5. I had a good job. I had good benefits. I liked my coworkers. I gotten a raise. I got a promotion. But that raise amount, when it came down to it, I looked at it and I said, how much work I am putting in for how much money I am getting paid. And so even when I tried to negotiate it, I was told, no, you can't have that. So once I stepped out and started my business And then I was able to, yes, I'm coming to you to deal with you business to business. I started going to contractors directly. I'm dealing with you business to business, right? When they see it, hey, I've got my information together. It's business to business. Set your business up. Set your business. Listen, if this is something you're just looking into, by all means, no problem. But when you start actually operating, and that goes for any business that you do, when you start actually operating, you should set yourself up for success. And that's just one of those ways that we do it. That's like the first thing we need to go ahead. Once we make up our mind, get your business name. You make up your mind, go ahead and register your business, operate as a business. Let those doors open up. Go on out there with your business, promote your business, push your business, right? So, yes, I am going to go back to the same question. You don't necessarily need to be an LLC, but you do need to set up your business as a business entity. You shouldn't actually be approaching this just from, yourself, your name. No, it really should be your business. And yes, if your company is your name, now, of course, that's great. That's absolutely fine. But it should still be, everything should be done through your business. Even the way you receive your payment, you really should have a business checking account. You really, really should have a business checking account. You should have your business set up, registered with your state. You should apply for your EIN number, and you should go ahead and get a business checking account, business savings account. You should get your business set up properly, get everything together. Hey, Sabrina, how you doing? Good to have you in here. Yes. So yeah, I definitely wanted to, talk about that. Like I said, I just got to ask that again today. Great question, because I understand, we're so used to jumping in, like we've been trained to, hey, go to school, get a good job, and just keep working. We've been trained to be that way. So then when we have to step out there for ourselves, a lot of times we're kind of like, I don't know. Should I approach it as a business? Should I? No, approach it as a business. You should. You should put your best foot forward and approach your business as what it is. It's a business, right? It's a business. So we definitely should approach it as such. Again, I want to go ahead and thank everyone who signed up for the workshop. And I definitely wanted to put this out there. I am so sorry I've been getting a lot of questions about it. Like there's a problem with the link. There isn't a problem with the link. The spots have been filled. So I appreciate those who have, messaged me to ask about it, but I do want to apologize. The spots have just been filled. So I thank those of you who have signed up and got the spots. I appreciate it. I really, really do. And for those of you who are, because I even sent the email, I sent the link to some people, because before the link was acting up for the workshop. No, as of right now, the workshop is just closed. So if you have been trying to get in and you notice that there was some issues, then no, that's what happened. It's closed out at this point. Yes, Robin, I saw you jump in there too. And I sent out emails to this afternoon. If you did not get an email from me, just with some information, just welcoming you, thanking you for signing up and, for the workshop. If you did not get that email, please reach out to me. I did see that most of them look like they went out, but I think I got one that kicked back. Robin, you got yours. Cool, cool, cool. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. It's going to be on via Zoom. So I will be sending you out another email too with the Zoom link so that we can connect. It's going to be Saturday, August 27th from 1 to 3:30 p.m. We're going to talk a little bit more about this permit running. We're going to go ahead and get into it a little bit more. And we're also going to have, you got your email too, Shanta? Good, good, good. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, so that's good. It looks like, the emails made it to their destination. So that's good. Like I said, I think I got just one kickback, but I'm going to check that out again. Maybe I put something in wrong. But yeah, we're definitely going to get a chance to look into permit running as a business. Like I said, I approach this as a business. I approach it from the business standpoint. Yes, even if you are doing it part-time around your job, around your kid's schedule, I still approach it as a business because this is something that can, allow you some freedom when it comes to finances. And I do understand that there are a lot of people who need your assistance. A lot of people who need your assistance. I actually just talked to a contractor. I talked to him yesterday, and then I talked to him again this morning, and he kind of gave me I was referred to him by another contractor, and he was kind of giving me his breakdown as to why he needs a permit runner. He's like, I could do it, but you know, there's so many things happening that I really need some help. And he was giving me, the breakdown, but he doesn't realize that his story is the same as a lot of people's story. He has the same story as a lot of people. You just need a little bit of help. And then when you find someone who can do it, you're like, oh my goodness, you're a lifesaver. So I definitely want us to be able to get in and talk about this a little bit more and get you a little bit more understanding. If there's something that you don't understand about permit running that you want me to address, now we will have a Q&A session. But if there's something that you do have a question about, definitely feel free to message me. And for those of you who I sent the email to, please, you can respond right back to me in the email. If you have a question, you want to make sure that I touch on something that you just don't quite understand, definitely feel free to put that in an email to me. Send me that email, right? Because I want to make sure that I want to make sure that you understand what it is that I'm telling you, because it's useful, and I want you to be able to use the information that you're getting. SS1NGA. I don't know if, I'm not sure what your name is, but I do. She's asked, or they are asking if I'm going to have another workshop session. I am not sure as of right now if I'm going to do another workshop session. I really would like to just make sure that this one goes off without a hitch and that everything, we do this well, because even with this one, we're going to do the workshop, but then the week after, I know I didn't put this in the email to everyone who signed up, but the week after, I want to touch bases again. I want us to all kind of get back into a quick chat and just see if there is something additional that you need a little help with, or that you didn't quite understand, or at least just kind of following up where you are in your process. So I want to make sure that, the people who are on they get that first before I move on, because if I need to even add something, that would be great to find out. And that's why I like this. I like the feedback. I like being able to get feedback from you, like, you know, right there in the moment. I don't mind getting a little feedback. So like I said, we're going to have a session for Q&A, and that way, if I haven't touched something that you have an issue with, then maybe we'll be able to discuss it a little bit further. But of course, feel free, email me. If if you got an email from me today, feel free to email me. If you have a certain question you want to make sure I touch on, that I would definitely appreciate it. Actually, I definitely would appreciate it, because I know I have what I'm going to discuss and what we're going to go over. But if there's something that you have an issue with, then that would also very much so help me make sure that you understand what it is that I'm presenting to you, right? So we all help each other out, right? So help me out and send me an email if you have a question. You want to make sure that I touch bases on that. Okay. So again, getting back to the topic, just wanted to say, I wanted to jump in here. Let's take our businesses serious. Let's take our business serious. Let's get ourselves registered with our state. Let's get, if it's sole proprietorship, if it's LLC, if you want to be incorporated, let's make sure we do that. When we're considering conducting business, get your business name, get yourself registered with your state, get your EIN number, get your bank account, start building business credit. That is super important in a business. Start building some business credit, right? Let's set our businesses up for success, therefore setting ourselves up for success. So thank you everyone for tuning in to this video. I am not going to keep you too long. I really appreciate you jumping in here with me, like always. If you have any questions, any comments, definitely feel free to leave them in the chat. I will try to make sure I get back to you and respond to your comment. Again, thank you so much. I appreciate your time. I know you could be doing something else, so I really do appreciate your time this evening. So again, if you have questions, comments, feel free to leave them in the chat. If I sent you an email today and you got it and you want to make sure that there's a certain thing that I talk about in that workshop, send me the email, okay? All right. So again, everyone, good night. Thank you so much. And I look forward to chit-chatting with you later.